Hey guys, this is Mike from Deepwood Force of Will, coming at you guys with another video. It's been a while since we've done a deck profile, so I figured, why not better time than, Valentine's Day. So, first of all, happy Valentine's Day, and of course, on Valentine's Day, might as well pick somebody whose name is as close to Valentine as possible. Got Invading Demon of Water Valentina. This is kind of my own custom build here, more of like a zoo build, more like an aggressive mid-range build than a control build, so let's get started. Of course, Val being a water, darkness, and 1 for judgment, energizes for both water and darkness. And whenever you play a water chant, you give something an attack debuff based on the cost of that spell, and then the opposite for darkness, where you give it a defense debuff. On the flip side, because this deck actually does go into her flip side, she's 1,000,000. That makes your water and darkness combined cards cost 1. That's not a discount on your water cards or your darkness cards. It has to be a water and darkness card for that to apply. You can also destroy 2 Resonators you control. Is it destroy or is it banish? Banish 2 Resonators you control to either draw a card or destroy target Resonator, which is fantastic, and you get a lot of value out of that with some of the cards that you will see in this deck. Stone lineup, excuse me. It's pretty simple. This is mainly a black, blue, green deck, so we play 4 Magic Stone of Black Silence, 3 Remains of Attoractia, 3 of the Remains, and of course 3 Deepwood, just to get a good spread of your colors. The Remains actually do matter a little bit because this deck does produce tokens from time to time. Obviously the plus 100 buff isn't really that great, but for what it does, the cards are better than the Dark Depths because you don't have to pay for them with Valentina. Onto the main deck, we'll go through it really quickly. We've got 4 Kaguya, Guardian of the Moon. What Kaguya does is that you can tap her to produce a 100/100 rabbit token. This token production, being able to swarm the board with water resonators, is really, really good. And if you control a moon, she gives all of them +1/+1 or something. That doesn't matter with this deck. We don't play moons in this deck. So you'll notice a lot of token generation in this deck. I'll definitely comp later. For Dark Alice, Manifestation of Rage, you'll see later in here a Neo Barrier of Shadows to go along with her because she removes the seal on that. Dark Alice is just fantastic as grave removal, and also when she dies she produces tokens, which again really help with Valentina's backside. We also have 1 Demonic Dead here. Demonic Dead pairs up with Planting Beams, which is probably the main reason we run green in this deck. Being able to have a Darkness Resonator that just keeps coming back into the board, keeps giving you fuel for Valentina's Druid Ruler Sides effect, it's really fantastic. So having one of these just to make sure you can keep up with that is really, really good. And then the last Resonator play in the deck is 4 Moojdart, Lady of Illusions. Moujdart's really strange because she gives passive buffs to water resonators and darkness resonators. So if you have both a combination dark and water resonator, you get extra value out of her, but also she just kind of buffs the tokens that you generate off of your other cards. Especially having Demonic Dead always coming back as a 5/5 instead of a 3/3. Those plus 200 buffs add up quite a bit. She's also an 8/8 flyer, which is pretty cool. It gets a discount on Valentina's J-Ruler side because she's both water and darkness, and you can banish a Fantasy Resonator to gain barrier. Most of the time you're not going to have a Fantasy Resonator unless you're using any of Valentina's specific spells, but it's definitely there just in case you're trying to gain some barrier on your big endgame ruler, a big endgame Resonator. Spells are a little standard. For Nameless Mist, we know how powerful cancels are in the current game, so being able to see what your opponent's going to do, make your plays accordingly, and just having a nice turn 1 play is always fantastic. The plus 100 buffs, because you have so many tokens, is always going to hit something, which is great too. We have 4 Planting Beans to ditch those Demonic Deads. You'll also see we have 3 True Blade of Spirits. If you need a quick 500 damage, you could just toss one away with Planting Beans and use it from the graveyard with Remnant. Of course, the infamous combo that we have is the Otherworld Dreams and Severing Winds. Just 3 and 3 in this because this isn't a control build, this isn't trying to hold your opponent down, this is just trying to put Resonators onto the board and have them stick on the board. These help those Resonators stick, which is always good. A weird card that you probably haven't heard of is Wolf's Reign. Wolf's Reign is a 3-cost darkness chant that puts 3 wolf tokens into play. They have Swiftness and Precision and are 3/3s, and then you banish them at the end of the turn. Not only is it a chance, so you get to give something minus 300 defense when you use it, which is fantastic, but also those tokens can either be used to trade into something else, you can use them to go face, and then sack them off with Valentina. With Moojdart on the board, they're 5/5 tokens, which is fantastic, so Wolf's Rain providing a lot of utility for this deck, and it's definitely one of the big tech choices that made this deck really worth it when I originally built it. We also have 3 Plot of Water and Darkness, being the Valentina chant. Having the ability to quick cast for 3 mana, destroy something, and since you're constantly generating tokens with this deck, having both the Water and Darkness Jade Resonator on the board at the same time is not impossible. So you can also get that fantasy token while you're destroying something, which is obviously very good packaged into a 3-drop chant that also gives something -3/-3 with Valentina's front side. So a very good utility spell there. And then of course the last card we have is Neo Barrier of Shadows to pair up with that Dark Alice that we had before. Neo Barrier, Dark Alice definitely being the combination that helps you against more aggressive decks, helps you against a lot of the decks that we see constantly, like Favor, IU, the ones that really rely on our activate effects. Neo Barrier is there to shut that down and help you maintain your board presence without having to worry about big things happening and killing you. And with that, that is exactly 40 cards. Again, happy Valentine's Day, guys. I gotta go prepare dinner, but hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.